Today on Crossfire, we will be exploring the debate of nature versus nurture. I'm your host, Kevin. With me today is Audra of Nature is the Way to Think, Inc., and Victoria of Nurture, the Learning Co. For those of you that are here with us today and do not know this debate, the Nature, Inc. are arguing that behavior is determined by our inherited genetic structure, also called innate behavior, whereas the Nurture Co. is arguing that behavior is a result of learning and experience from the outside world, also known as learned behavior.
I am Audra from Nature is the Way You Think, Inc., and today I'm going to argue how this behavior is determined by nature. To start off today's session, I must inform you that we are indeed noble savages who are influenced by nature. Our genetics and hereditary factors influence the people we become. For example, our personality is influenced by our parents through genetics and passed down to us. Occupations are another leading example of how we are influenced by nature. A parent's footsteps might suggest a natural inclination towards a certain career.
This debate had started in 1869 from the phrase by Francis Galton. Francis Galton was an anthropologist who was also a cousin of the well-known hereditary geneticist Charles Darwin. Charles Darwin published On the Origin of Species in 1859, and Galton began to research further into the nature versus nurture debate. Galton put out two publications, the first one being Hereditary Genius in 1869, the second one being The Englishmen of Science, Their Nature and Nurture, published in 1874. Galton explored the world of inheritance and evolution of traits. He had favored nature over nurture because he believed that intelligence was largely inherited. Now I will hand the mic over to Victoria.
I am Victoria of the Nature Learning Company. Due to our extensive research on this topic, my company and I have come to the conclusion that our environment, upbringing, and life experiences determine our behavior. Our social relationships and surrounding cultures help civilize us and shape us into the people we become.
Alright, before we go any further, how would you describe the differences in intelligence, personality, and psychological disorders influenced by hereditary and environment?
The environment and social atmosphere we live in greatly influences the way we are shaped. We are not born with knowledge, we are taught this by the world around us. For example, we can look at depression as a psychological disorder. We are not born with depression. Some feel inadequate by society's standards and in return develop the need to conform, and when they cannot do so, they crumble.
Audra, how do you think that nature has become an important factor in the development of psychological disorders?
Well, nature or genetics has been proven to be an important factor in the development of mental health conditions such as schizophrenia, bipolar, and major depression. For example, identical twins share their genes, yet if one twin develops schizophrenia, research shows that the other twin has a 50% chance also developing the condition, proving that nature, genes, and hereditary factors play a large role in the development of psychological disorders.
Unfortunately, that is all the time we have left on today's debate. Thank you for listening and hope to see you next time on Crossfire.